Hey there guys, it's Kagi DQT coming at you. Today we're doing a video on why Orochi's trial isn't something you should skip, and also some ways to kind of cheat things into your favor with the current event itself, which is permanent, by the way. I can't imagine why anybody would tell you to skip this content. I mean, unless they don't know how to figure it out themselves, and those people generally don't, and they usually rely on others to do it for them. So today, I'm going to be that person who helps you guys out figuring things out here. Now, I will make a couple of disclaimers real quick. The amount of ease or the chance of failing will diminish based on two things. The strat in play is still going to be a poison strat for most folks past 7. I will also advise you that with this event, personally, even myself, I mean, I'm debating trying to bash my head against 10. It's the last one I have to do. I'm hoping to get my Armored Scorpion maxed out. But I have been able to clear 9 with this setup here. This was my setup. And we're going to go over exactly how this worked to get me 8 and 9 clear, and why we should be focusing on 8. 8 as a good stopping point for most people. It is going to be this weapon here. This nice sword, this infernal sword. Personally, I think the unit might be good too. We don't really know. And again, I've seen people say that, well, Orochi isn't a good unit. Well, Baramos apparently wasn't a good unit, and he worked out just fine for this event if you leveled him up a bit. I mean, he's 2-shot in Serpent, so, yeah. So until we physically have him, we see what effect he has on our version of the game, I can't say one way or another if the unit is good or bad. Now, getting another S-ranked weapon would be awesome. We don't know yet, though, what the base rules are going to be for this, because I don't think anybody on our version has it. Which is alright. It is what it is in that regard. Hey there, Coco. Would you skip content, Coco? No, you wouldn't skip content. That's right. There's no reason to skip this. I mean, there's absolutely no reason. Even worst case scenario, you do what you can do. I mean, you don't... Yeah, you clear what you can, you accumulate the tokens, and then when you're able to, you get the dragon. I'm going to advise you guys not to spend for the sword. The sword does have a chance to drop, as you can see here. Now, that percentage for level 8, I believe is under 1%, which, well, yeah, people are going to say, well, this is predatory. You know, you don't get stand back if you lose. They're going to fix that in the future. Well, make every shot count. Give yourself as best of a chance to clear this as possible, instead of being like, well, I don't want to do this at all. I don't want to have to risk losing stamina or losing something. This is hard. I don't want to do this. Well, I thought this was a game. I thought you're supposed to be having fun, but I guess you don't want to play the game then, my friend. You know who I'm talking about. I guess you don't like the game. You know, you went from it's going to die in several months to this is the best time to join to this is predatory. You're all over the fucking place, bro. Step it down a notch. You're not getting famous off this. I'm sorry. I'm not getting famous off this either. It's just not happening. Play the game. Enjoy the game. Or maybe you should do what you're telling people to do and skip this game entirely. Get the fuck out of town. Go away. I don't like you. People are really tired of your shit. And it's silly. Because you know what? You rely on others to find guides for you and do things, and then you bash those people when they don't follow the guides fully through. I fucking hate you. You're a parasite. You're an absolute parasite. Like, I don't know. Just go back to Dokken. I know they kicked you out, but go back there. Really fun. But anyway, that's enough of that. I'm going to refrain from that from the rest of the video, because I want to actually make sure that you guys get some good information here. And, well, realize that I put myself at a handicap in this one. Well, you may be wondering, why the fuck does Kage have a handsome crab in his lineup for this? Well, my dumb ass, back when I was chasing CP, decided that it was a good idea to put this scroll onto Mr. Crab. The blunt scroll. Well, that was a really bad idea. Now, mind you, with the strategy in play, it doesn't hurt too much. But get the scroll as far as you can. I mean, there's some other combinations too, like Foxy. Foxy's a great example of clearing this content. I mean, they passed me. They beat 10 with, you know, with inferior units and just setup. Now, yeah, did they lose a lot of stam doing it? I bet they did. You know what? It was a risk they wanted to take. I would recommend most people to just stop at 8. You know, try for the sword. Try and get that S rank weapon. Don't go crazy. I mean, even myself, I'm telling you, hey, I don't know if I could clear 10 without having to do a lot more trial and error, but at the very least, I can inform you guys on how to kind of stack the deck in your favor. So getting a debuff for Orochi, that is one way to go about doing things. Now, Hell Gladiator, if you have him, doesn't matter even if he's Max Awakened or not. In this case, even if he's S4, to be honest, doesn't really matter too much because his job is to just get an Envenomate off on Orochi after turn 9. That's the main goal of the strategy. So you don't have to have him S6, you don't have to have him S5. You just need a copy of him. Like, that's... I've seen some Japanese videos where they do that. You just have to have a copy of him. Because all he's going to do is just take the place of poisoning. Now, the other thing is, in this one here, I've got a Max Awakened Baramos. He's two-shotting, you know, he's two-shotting the monsters. You can use Zoma if you have him, or you could use some other form of damage. Now, these guys are both weak to crack and bang. And this is what stage is this for? This is for 8. So for 8, you would realistically, to be comfortable, you would need something that's able to do at least half of the life of the Serpent. You know, if you're able to do that, you've got a pretty good chance. Now, Emperor has a really good heal. Realistically, you want a unit that can do about 500 points of healing. And then once the fight's sustained, you can start going in, and you can actually do some really, really good survival with this. And I'm going to show you. I'm actually going to, if I win, I burn my turn for today. You know, it is what it is. If I don't, I lose 20 stamina showing you this, but I don't mind because I'm trying to help you guys out as best I can too. So I also would recommend, if you do have an Armored Scorpion over the Golem, and he is ranked up a bit, use the Armored Scorpion. I'm still working to max rank mine out. The Golem does have more HP, or not HP. The Golem does have more defense, but the Scorpion has a nice passive. The Scorpion has more health. The Golem does beat them in the defense department. Now, also another thing you can do is, if you do want to stack the odds even further before you go into this, you say, hey, Kage, I don't have Armored Scorpion. Well, and I don't have the liquid metal armor, which you really don't need in this situation. You can go and get the armor out of Battle Road 8 for Dancing Flame. Now, that fight's not too rough. Essentially, the main boss, after enough damage, debuffs himself, and you just have to worry about getting slept in the background. I've beaten the fight on the fly. I've seen Platt beat the fight on the fly too. Let's just level up your units a bit, rank them up, go in there, and you get that armor. And this armor is very nice for the Golem, because it's pretty much, it is a liquid metal armor. I mean, you don't need to have a liquid metal armor for him, because it's, you're getting 16 base defense, you're getting an extra 30 health, and you're getting an extra 13 defense on top of that. Plus, there's stun resistances, which will come in handy for some other fights down the road. So it's a really good armor to get. That's also going to up your chances, because you do want to get some decent amount of health for your Golem. You want to try and get him up there. Now, also, let's say, well, I don't have him rank 6. Well, with the new story, the hard mode chapters, the materials are there. You can get him ranked up. You can level him up. And these are what his stats would look like. Could be a little bit less based off mastery. And then also you want to make sure you're using his heavy blade from also Battle Roads. Really good weapon for him. So, two obtainable items from the Battle Roads itself. You could use both of these to pair with him. And then I would also recommend getting the sweet spot for his selflessness is probably about 7. 7 should tide you over. You could go for 8 if you wanted to really get crazy in this regard, but 7 should tide you over. Now, for Crab, I would say if you can get Blunt to 10, I would get Blunt to 10. I would absolutely get it to 10. That's going to be something I'm going to work on. That is a good thing to kind of work on with this event when you do get your 10 tries done. You get, through. Focus on the tomes for this week. Focus on getting as many many books as you can and working on some of these units, because this debuff makes a world of difference. And especially if you don't have Ragnar. I do have Ragnar, so you could use him in place of the crab in this situation for the blunt. But I also don't want to run the risk of accidentally criticaling Orochi or doing enough damage to him to where my attack down ends up causing him to switch over to phases. And I'm going to show you that in this fight here in a minute. So let's see. And with this guy, the very funny thing about setting up the blunt on the crab is he's got plenty of MP, so he doesn't run out. I mean, he can do that forever and a day. And also, my dumbass is above on the wisdom cap for this unit, so we can see about adding something that gives some MP. Do we have anything that's going to give any type of MP or HP? MP or HP here. That's going to give some HP. Now let's get a MP weapon. Well, I guess I can leave that. I think it'll be fine. I mean, it's still over the wisdom cap. Not too worried about the HP. I want to see what they heal for. So we'll leave that alone. Now, Baramos, heavy hitter. You might have some other heavy hitters you can use, especially with the retry banners. KM, Zoma. Zoma is good for this just as much as Baramos because it has the weakness for crack. And to be honest, Zoma might be a little bit better for turn 1 and 2 on the later stages because of the Dark Robe's passive. I've buffed up Baramos' HP to sustain a hit on level 10, and you're getting about 1,000 HP, a little bit more, a little bit less, helps him out with sustaining for that fight. Here I don't think we'll need it, but we'll leave it on anyway because, again, his damage is kind of irrelevant in this fight. He's just a placeholder. Now let's go over the actual fight and see here what this entails. So let's get into here. So I'm going to burn this for you guys. Fuck. Just to prove a point. Just to at least prove a point or to help some people out, give them an idea of things. Because I really don't think you should be skipping content. I don't think the content's predatory. I don't even think you understand what the word predatory means. Which, knowing you, yeah, I can believe that. Yeah, I just can't. So, here we go. We're going to get our setups set. We're going to let him go there, there. Crab gets set up like that. Now, the setup could vary. To be honest, I guess I'm going to move from here too. Doesn't really matter too much. Alright, so let's go ahead and here and see what happens. Here's turn 1. He's going to come down. He's going to flambe my boy. We're going to move him here as such. Now we are going to buff. Buff to buff. And we're going to shift him over here and see that we want. Bless you, Coco Cat. Oh, we didn't get it, so we could be in trouble right there. We could be in some real trouble. So what we're going to do is we're going to move him up to try and block. Oh, so we can't block him that way. That's not good. Oh, wait. Yes, we can. Okay, let's block him. Okay, let's block as best as it's going to be. Hopefully he goes for our friend here, because our friend should be able to take 1 hit extra. Alright, so let's see what happens. This could be it right here. Oh, that's right, I should have put Baramos there. Yikes, I forgot about that too. Alright, well, this is already going well. Let's see if we can recover from this. Took 1, he's going to hit him the other one. He might die there. Oh, nope, we lived. Okay, cool. Alright. Well, Baramos is out of the picture, so that is bad. So there's not much we can do in this regard. So we're going to try and go for a blunt again, and then see if we can live. Alright, we got him down. This is pretty bad, though, because they're going to just chomp into us. This is going to be pretty bad. Okay, we're holding strong. Yeah, didn't matter. Didn't matter. Okay, let's try that again. That was my folly. But, well, I just would have had enough HP to be able to sustain even with not getting blunt on first turn. Let's try that again. Let's try that one more time. And again, trial and error. This is all what the game's about. If you don't want to spend the stam, I get it, you know, hey. But I'd recommend trying to get this weapon. So let's do it again. Alright, let's see here. This again, this is the most luxurious setup here too, but, you know, it is what it is. You really want to get that Armored Scorpion leveled up a bit. Okay, so he's going to be able to survive, so we'll do the buff again. That's good. Okay. Shift the crab over to the side and see if he gets this off. The Coco Cat is going to hang out here. Okay. Oh, nope. It didn't happen again. Alright. It's going to be rough. Okay. Oof. Okay. Hit him once. You hit him once. Okay, good. Good, good, good. That buys us a little bit of time. Not a lot of time, mind you, but a little bit of time. Okay, let's shift him over to here. He's going to try his blunt again now. Didn't get it. He's going to take out this guy here. What's the best way to take him out? I think right there's good, because then next turn we can shift him into position. Should be able to survive one hit. Okay, it's one out of the way. Alright, let's rebuff up here. Now, this fight would be a lot easier if I had a buffer, which I don't. I don't have somebody who can just buff myself. I should have had buff on Hell Gladiator. That would have worked out. Oh, fuck me. And he killed Bear Mouse. Okay, well, this is going pretty well. This is going really well. I'm totally fucking this up. Let's see if we can get that debuff. Nope, can't get that either. No. No, that's done. Shit. Oh, fuck me. Now he's going to go down for the count here, I think. Yeah, he's going down this time. There's no, because his defense went to normal. Yep, okay. One more try. And again, higher the blunt you can get. If you can get it to 10, get it to 10. Get it to fucking 10. Because even if I didn't mess up with Baramos, that would have been, I think that would have been game over anyway. Oh, let's try this again. The blunt is the major RNG factor for this fight. That and the Envenom. So there's two things. Venom, I feel like, is a little bit more in our favor. It's just getting to that point. Let's try this again. Okay. Stop being predatory, Coco Cat. Yes, we got it. Okay. Alright. Just gonna leave him there. Help him like such. This guy up here. Okay. Alright, so he's gonna take one attack. That makes a heck of a difference. 90. He's gonna stay there. Two options for this. Option A, buff him up again. Option B, I heal him. Well, let's heal just to be safe. Let's shift the crab over to the other side. Let's see if we can get the last. Okay, that's good. That's good. Let's make sure that this guy... 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Can't get to me. It's good. Oh, if I do it here, you can still... Yeah. Can't do it there. I'd love to be able to sit there, but nope. Okay. That's one out of the way. So now we're going to eat 2 spins and chump. 14. 14. It's good. Wait here. Okay. That did the most damage. That's okay. Now we're going to buff because we've gotten him to a point where we should be pretty good. So we can get a blunt on him. Nope. Okay. That's fine. Fortunately, I can't get past this right here because this guy's just going to come over there and beat the fuck out of Baramos. I'm going to have to switch over next turn. That's alright, though. That is okay. I'll get his position next turn. 0. 0. It's good. Jumps on him, that's okay. Totally okay. Let's just send Krabby over there, start beating on him. Do you have anything you can use that doesn't do no damage? Let's do Slime Dunk. 163. Ah, for fuck's sakes. Now we're in position. Okay. So even with some fucking around, it's still giving us some pretty good room here to win. And then next turn we have to buff him again. It's going to hit. 1 and 1. Okay. Let's try and re-debuff him. Oh, he'll fall off. Oh, boy, that's okay. That's totally okay at this point. Because he's going to go down after this. So, alright, now we're in a good spot. Head. It's alright even if we didn't get it now, because now it's just a 1-to-1 ratio. It's just having this guy hit the golem, and he's not going to do too much damage. 160, 160, that's fine. Okay. Where are we right now? We're doing good. Top him back up. That's good. Okay. Alright, here we go. Another round. Let's do it. Okay, debuffed him. Good. Okay. Some selflessness again. I don't really think I need to at this point, but 27. See if we can get him down a little bit more. He's hitting for 4s. Where are we? I guess we need to rebuff him. It's okay. Rebuff. It's good. Let's see if we can get another blunt on there. Push him to... No? Okay. And I'm going to hold off a turn for selflessness. I'm going to let our Hell Gladiator take a hit here. Or 2. Okay, good. And we could do that because there's no real imminent threat. We're going to rebuff him again. As we can. Let's just refresh the turn. Let's try and get the blunt back on. No. Alright, that's fine. Now this turn we'll do a selflessness. Okay. And that should put us to what? It should be turn 9 now? Okay, turn 9. Awesome. 4. 4. That's great. Attacks back to normal. I'm not a big fan of that. It's been poisoned. We still need to envenomate him, so that's going to be a little dicey. We have to do one more. 2 turns for that. Let's do another buff. Okay, we have to get Venom on him. Mini stick. Okay. Gonna need that selflessness more than ever. Okay, he healed back up. That's fine. Now he's gonna spin. That's okay. That is okay. Venomated. Good, 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 good. Okay. Alright, now get this guy back up a bit. Have these guys move away. Move the fuck away. To lessen the amount of damage he's going to take. Oh, fuck, that went poorly. That went very poorly. Did not mean to do that. Ah, shit. I may have fucked this up. He went around. Oh, fuck. That's not good. That's not good at all. What's the play here? What is the play here? Okay, think we need to be able to spread this fucker out as much as possible and have the other guy run for his life. Well, I did not want to win this, so, I mean, there's that, but at the same time... Let's go buff. Let's go buff. Still gonna be able to get both of them, I think. How's he gonna play this? Ooh. I don't think we can survive another turn, though. I just don't think that's gonna happen, boys and girls. All comes down to this, and I'm in a really bad spot here. Like, I don't think I'm going to be able to hold out. No, because he's going to come up and he's going to flame, and then he's going to finish me. But that's the play. I got a little too antsy. Shouldn't have broke formation, but it is what it is. That would have been... Oh! I got to clear. Oh, that's right. I guess since he poisoned out, we still win. Huh. That's funny. It's funny how that works. Well, I didn't want to do that, but I'll take it. And it's an extra 500 marks, and, well, that's how it's done. We did a bunch of fucking errors. We did a bunch of silly shit. And we even, I mean, we didn't use the best tank for the job. Armored Scorpion's a lot better, but that was an 8 clear. Not the greatest, not, you know, nothing perfect, nothing super technical, but it fucking got done. It did take me 3 tries. Okay, that sucks. I get it. That's not fun. But, I mean, learn from some of my mistakes, take a look at what I've done, and a lot of that can be minimized. Like, just, you need to make sure that you have a good tank. I would say Armored Scorpion is going to be a better tank for that because it gives you more leg room. Also, other things you could do is use, like, Ragnar. Ragnar with his attack, even though, again, you got to be careful. You don't want to push the HP threshold. You know, there's King Bubble Slime, there's other units you can use to help with that situation. Now, if you do have this guy even 4 stars as opposed to 5, just the HP on him right now is really, really great. Defense is a little low, and he's still not maxed out. I got for a couple more levels to do him here, but I wouldn't skip this stuff. I mean, you know what? The game's about having fun, and if you think the game's out to cheat you and it's predatory and it's going to die, but it's the best time to join, this game isn't for you. You say you know gotchas. You don't gotcha know anything, buddy. Sorry. It's just, people, you know, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Now, are they going to correct this at some point in time? Are they going to make it to where we don't lose stamina at all? Yeah, they are. I figured that would have been covered in that 20-minute news article somebody did about that event, but I guess they missed that. Thought they were very thorough, but because I only did like a quick 5-minute on it. Just I didn't know any of that stuff. You know, hey, just let you guys know Orochi was coming. We had no idea what we're doing flying in the dark, but, you know, little things like that. But, I mean, those are some of the key points. Tank Bubble Slime, you could use him. I mean, he won't trigger the Envenomate at all. He won't trigger it to any extent. I mean, with the HP, the dropping to summon adds. So that is something you can do. I mean, there are some other units you can put in. I mean, with Scorpion, Emperor doesn't need to be as highly advanced. But again, still plus up your skills. I mean, the more you plus up the heal, the less MP it costs. The more you plus up your buffs, the less MP they cost. The more you plus up the blunt debuff, the less MP it costs, and the higher chance it is to get it to stick. The other thing is, if you do have a unit that has normal buff skill or you haven't given it to it yet, Hell Gladiator is a good candidate for that ability. So I mean, that's something you want to consider, because there are things that can make this fight easier, and there are decisions that some people made, like myself, that have made this fight harder, even with the amount of time, effort, energy, money, everything I put into it. So, with that being said, don't try and shoot for like 9 or 10 if you don't think you can do it. They're hard. 9 was no joke. 9 was no joke by any stretch of the imagination. 10 is a fucking nightmare. But there are ways to beat them. There are ways to do the content. And if you want the unit, you have to essentially, well, because we did 1 through 9, plus first time bonus, and I did 1-8, which we saw 8 was only 500 of the currency after doing it clear for a second time, which, to be honest, I'm okay with just doing 8, just trying to get the sword. Like, I want the sword. I don't want to spend 50k tokens on it. But, you know, we're almost halfway to Orochi already. So, next week, if I do, instead of 8, maybe I'll do 9, because I think 9 gives a bit more. I'm not sure how much for a second time around bonus, but, you know, if I refine my units a little bit better, refine my strategy a little bit more too, because again, I did make some mistakes. I'm not going to edit any of this out. I'm showing you guys everything. It's, you know, what you see with me is what you get. I don't dilly-dally change my mind to any of that bullshit. You know, give you what I have on the table. I may be able to get Orochi next week, which is great. Foxy's probably going to get Orochi next week. Is it a lot of time, energy, effort, the whole 9 yards? Yeah. Is this a better week to be doing tomes? For most people, yeah, I'll give you that. But I still wouldn't neglect this. I would still try for that sword because it's an S-rank piece of gear. It has some interesting rolls on it that we can get. Oh, holy shit, 68? I mean, technically, I doubt it would have it on here, but you could get almost 200 HP on that sword just for the 3 roll. I mean, that's ideal, but, and then this sword can give you like 200 something HP. That's crazy. That's like an ultimate, you could use that arena, battle roads, anywhere. That's like an ultimate weapon to go for. And you would skip this for weeks or months on end because somebody else told you it was predatory. Well, the fact of the matter is games evolve all the time. Things change. This is not predatory. Predatory would be having to pay some sort of fee up front and then, saying that you're going to get this sword if you manage to pay this amount, go and clear the content. That'd be predatory. This is risk. This is risk versus reward. You want to risk some stamina to get this. Okay, well, you can't start risking your stamina for this until you get to 8. If you can't even get to 8, if you're like having trouble at 5, clear what you can, get your runs in, get your little tokens, save them up for Orochi when you get them in like 2 or 3 weeks at that point, because again, it's an extra A unit, and work up toward it, Next week, sure, but don't skip out 1 week and then try and do it next week or next month or whatever, and be behind the 8 ball with this stuff, because what we've learned from this game is people who sit around on their ass and they don't farm certain units, they don't do certain things, they usually get rear-ended by this game at some point. I guarantee everybody who never got Wardle to some extent, who could have, I know there's new players, hey, fair enough, you started the game later, you couldn't really get Wardle up, or you couldn't level him a bit, and you had to go through story, which is awful for recruiting units. Well, they paid a price for it. And Wordle was pivotal in Bizarro's Peak. So, there's tie-ins, there's things here. I'm not sure what Orochi's used for. I'm not sure if Orochi even has use. But I can't say that he does or doesn't, because I haven't played with the unit yet. I haven't really messed around with him. I could just see what his box looks like, what his stats kind of look like, and you know what? I'm kind of curious to see what exactly we can do with him. I mean, he doesn't look like he's going to be useful until he's at least Awakening 1, which that's the case for most monsters in this game, let's be honest. His Scorch looks nice. It's a good ability. His perks raises Frizz type breath potency by 10%. I don't really know if that's really that great. I mean, the fact that he's from the Dragon family, gets some mastery there sounds good. But again, it's one of those things where, you know what? Why cheat yourself on content? Just at the same time, though, don't rush in with, every time you lose and then go again. Sit back for a minute. Think, well, okay, what happened? Where do we go wrong? What can we do a little bit differently? Was it, luck just wasn't on our side? Did we do something wrong? What exactly is it? Why do we lose the fight? Could we have done something better? Like with the Golem, with Battle Roads. You can go to the Battle Road. The Dancing Flame fight isn't that rough. I mean, it isn't the roughest fight out there, but it will get you that armor. And then this is the clear team I used for it. Again, I didn't get any fancy gems for it, but this is the setup I used for clearing it. Now again, these guys were all rank 6. Golem's max level. Some of these other guys are up. I did level up the Golem's attacker to help with doing a little bit of damage extra on the fight. The pivotal things I could tell you is that the C rank robot has paralysis attack. That helps with, CCing those little peepers in the back who just sleep the shit out of you. So I mean, ball's in your guys' court. You could absolutely skip this content. Wouldn't fault you for it. If you don't think you're up to it, you can't do it. It is what it is. But please don't fucking call this shit predatory. That sort of thing is what's going to eventually kill this game. People are going to see titles like, oh, predatory. Oh, the game's dying. This and that. But then he's saying people should join. Like, what's going on? Like, do we stay away from this game? Is this game cheating its player base? Like, this is not the sort of thing that you should be doing. If you really care about this game, which I don't think you do, you're just doing this to fucking try and get a paycheck down the road. That's me to you. That's me to you on this one, buddy. I don't think you're doing this for good intentions, because otherwise you'd be playing the game you really love that you tell everybody about, and you'd be focusing on that, because that's a much better experience in your mind. But instead, here you are, yeah. So yeah, folks, I've gone on a little bit longer than I wanted to. We had some trial and error. I wasted my last turn instead of using it for 10, which I would have ended up, waiting and getting that Scorpion up and then going in there and doing that whole thing. But, it's a really great game, and don't let people, tear it down for it. It's a really good game. I mean, there are some real games out there. There are some predatory games and things that I've seen. And if you ever want to hear some stories, feel free to message me on Discord. I'll give you some real fucking stories of some predatory shit that games have done. One company I can name off the top of my head, Nexon. If you've played a Nexon game, you know what the fuck predatory is. But on that note, it's KageDQT signing out. I will be back again with some Arena on Twitch in a little bit later tonight. And hopefully you guys manage to use some of what I'm telling you here to help you actually get this cleared instead of running away from it like a bitch. Take care. Bye-bye.